The lecture dome of Epsilon Academy shimmered under the violet sun of Theta Prime. Hundreds of alien students gathered in the observation gallery, tentacled, scaled, luminous, each representing a different world, a different biology, a different brilliance. They were the galaxy's best young minds. And today was their most anticipated class, Predator Psychology, Comparative Fear Response. Their instructor, Professor Vrixa, stood at the center of the amphitheater, a tall, crystalline being with 6 eyes that refracted light like prisms. Today, Vrixa began, voice echoing, you will witness fear itself, pure, primal, unfiltered. We have brought in the apex predator of the outer spiral, the Xylogoth. The chamber lights dimmed. A reinforced containment field flickered on, and from the shadows emerged a nightmare. The apex predator. The Xylogoth stood 3 meters tall, its exoskeleton black as obsidian, eyes like molten gold. It moved with the elegance of a serpent and the precision of a machine. Its claws could cut through starship hulls. Every student in the dome could feel it, that ancient evolutionary warning screaming through their nervous systems. You are prey. A student from the Drav species whispered, trembling, I thought they were extinct. Professor Vrixa's crystal eyes gleamed. This specimen was captured during the Darren expeditions. It hunts by detecting bioelectric impulses. The moment you flinch, it strikes. A hush fell. Even through the energy barrier, the alien students felt an animal terror. But then Vrixa smiled. Today, we shall introduce a new variable. The human enters. The doors hissed open. A figure stepped inside, a human. He was tall but not imposing, wearing a simple gray training uniform. No armor, no weapons. Just calm eyes and a heartbeat that didn't waver. Murmurs spread through the alien students. A human? They're fragile. Why risk one here? Professor Vrixa raised a hand. This is Cadet Elias Mercer from the Sol System. Humans, as you know, are low-tier predators, adaptable, but physically inferior to most species. Vrixa's voice softened, yet they possess anomalies. Let us see what happens when instinct meets unpredictability. The containment gate opened. The Xylogoth stepped forward. The standoff. At first, the Xylogoth ignored Elias. It sniffed the air, scanning with its thermal vision. Its claws clicked against the floor like blades on glass. Elias stood perfectly still. The alien students leaned forward, some shielding their faces. They'd seen recordings of Xylogoths killing armored soldiers in seconds. The creature took another step, low and deliberate, studying him. And then it froze. Its golden eyes widened slightly. The students noticed its breathing change, shallow, uneven. It was hesitating. The class went silent. Professor Vrixa tilted her head, curious. Elias didn't move, didn't blink. He simply watched. The Xylogoth hissed, a sound that made even the viewing gallery tremble. But instead of attacking, it took a step backward. Gasps rippled through the audience. It's retreating. Why? It never retreats. What is that human doing? Fear turns. Inside the containment chamber, the predator lowered its head, a gesture of submission. Its claws folded, and its body language changed from dominance to deference. Professor Vrixa's voice cracked slightly. I don't understand. Elias finally spoke, voice calm. It's not confused. It recognizes me. Vrixa turned. Explain. Elias stepped closer to the creature, his movements deliberate, slow, measured. Predators don't just hunt. They sense hierarchy. The Xylogoth doesn't see me as prey, because I don't see it as danger. He looked directly at the monster. It feels that, the fear behind the fear. The Xylogoth backed into the wall, trembling, not from physical pain, but something deeper. Professor Vrixa, regaining composure, adjusted her sensors. Impossible. The Xylogoth's fear index just spiked past 900 units. That's beyond its capacity. Elias glanced at the viewing glass. They never told you, did they? Tell us what? Vrixa asked. He sighed. The Xylogoth species remembers Earth. The dome erupted in whispers. Remember? How? Humans never left their planet until the 2200s. Elias shook his head. No, not us, the old ones. The ones before history. Something human once hunted them. Something they never forgot. Ancient echoes. Professor Vrixa froze. Are you saying there's genetic memory of fear of your kind? Elias nodded slowly. Fear isn't learned. It's inherited. Your apex predator remembers being hunted by a creature that looked like me. The same eyes, the same posture, the same silence. He stepped closer again. The Zylogoth whimpered, the sound of instinctive terror. The thing about humans, Elias continued, isn't claws or strength. It's intent. We became the galaxy's smallest apex predator, not by muscle, but by mind. He turned to the stunned aliens in the gallery. When we decide something's dangerous, we build tools. When that doesn't work, we become the tool. The realization. Professor Vrixa whispered, almost to herself. So the Zylogoth's reaction isn't to you. It's to what your species once represented. The unpredictable variable of evolution. Elias gave a small smile. Exactly. He looked at the trembling creature, and then at the terrified students. You all evolved to fit your worlds. We evolved to survive any world. He raised a hand, not as a threat, but as acknowledgement. The Zylogoth bowed his head lower, then crawled backward into the shadows, refusing to make eye contact. The containment field sealed itself automatically, sensing no threat from a human, only from the beast. The silence that followed. No one spoke for a full minute. Professor Vrixa finally broke the silence. Class, record this moment. You just witnessed a perfect inversion of predator psychology. Her crystalline form shimmered with awe. The galaxy's apex predator met the one species it could not dominate, and its instincts remembered. Elias turned to leave. As the door opened, a nervous alien student called out, Cadet Mercer, are all humans like you? Elias paused, looked back, and smiled faintly. No, most are kind, but all of us carry the memory of the hunt. Aftermath. Later, in the professor's private study, Vrixa reviewed the recordings. Frame by frame, she analyzed Elias's posture, his pulse, his micro-expressions. There was nothing supernatural, only total control. No emotion, no adrenaline spike, just calm dominance. She turned to her notes. The human psyche projects authority at a primal level, even beyond species. A true apex mind. She added one final line.